Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having a blessed day. The message today that I'm going to talk about is guilt and shame. Um, this is uh, this is something that affects everybody, um, but not as much as it does people who are caught up in addictions. Um, we make choices and decisions while under the influence of our addiction that can cause guilt and shame. That affects the way we feel about ourselves. It really destroys our self-worth and how we feel and how we see ourselves. If you don't believe you're worthy of your own love, um, how are you going to find yourself worthy of your own recovery? Um, that's why I say it's important to understand how to address and deal with guilt and shame. What I've had to understand about guilt and shame is that I can't make the past go away. I can't change it. There's a lot of wreckage in my past. But at the same time, um, I do have control over the choices and decisions I make today and the kind of person I want to be today. You know, um, if I do the same thing that I did yesterday, I'm going to get the same results. Um, that's inevitable. You know, I don't need to test that theory. I already did. You don't need to test that theory. I already did. So, you know, take my word for it. If you do the same thing over and over that you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. Um, Learn to care enough about yourself, to love yourself enough that your recovery from the things of your past become a priority. Um, Things happen to people, you know, bad things happen to good people every day. There's abuses that people keep locked up and internalized from their past. Um, Different types of abuses, molestations, rape. Um, these are things that I'm coming to understand through my recovery and how they affect people and the behaviors and the choices and decisions they make in their life. You know, everything is about acceptance. A spiritual understanding is key in trying to heal yourself. I know there's a lot of people out there who um, might be atheists or might not believe in a God, um, but I encourage you to find something to believe in then, because you have to have something that you can turn all this over to. Um, all the things that you internalize, you need to be able to let it out and turn it over. Um, in recovery, there's that fourth step. Uh, you know, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. For those that aren't in recovery, just follow along. There's a lot that you can learn from this, even if you aren't in recovery. So, um, for me, I had to get in touch with my spiritual being and who I am spiritually. I had to start praying, meditating, and trying to find balance in myself. Trying to trust in my Creator. Everything happens for a reason. There's something in it that we have to learn, and as tragic and as horrible as it can seem sometimes, we all experience different things for different reasons. Um, like I said, it could be abuses, it could be molestations, it could be rape, it could be all kinds of um, psychological, mental, and emotional abuses. But understand that that doesn't define who you are. Um, it might define some of the choices and decisions that you make in the future or in your life or that you have made, but it doesn't define who you are. Um, Forgive, and this is tied into some of my other videos. If you want to learn how to forgive, you know, then watch my video on anger and resentment. Um, it'll assist in trying to help you find ways to to look through the eyes of your Creator, to see things the way that I've learned to see things. You know, it's assisted me in my journey and where I'm at today. When I first when I first got away from alcohol, I was an angry person. I was so angry. Um, I couldn't sit through an AA meeting without kicking a chair forward into a table and walking out the door saying, you know what, F you all. But then I'd be back for the very next meeting. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of people probably thought there was no hope for me. I used to always say, you know, I want to know what it's like to be happy one whole day without somebody pissing me off, you know, without somebody get me angry. Um, because I had a lot of anger. I had a lot of anger, a lot of guilt, and a lot of shame, you know. Um, how could I take back the things that I've done? You know, I can't take back things I've said to my family members. I said things to my brother, you know, that were just hurtful, you know. I've told family members, you know, I wish he'd die when I was under the influence, you know. Those are hurtful things that you can't take back. Once you put those out in the universe, those are there. And it isn't how you feel, you know. It isn't even, you know, it isn't even close to what you feel. But once it's said, it hurts and you can't take it back, you know. And then you carry things like that that have a lot of guilt and shame, you know. Being suicidal and almost having a shootout with a SWAT team once when I was a young man. Um, there was so much guilt and shame in that. I didn't even want to show my face in a community. You know, I was so embarrassed. Um, you know, and the only way that I could deal with that was to go out and drink some more. You know, and try to prove to myself that, you know, the next time out would be better, and I convince myself that, you know, hey, I'm okay. You know, um, we use things like that. We use different things to deal with what we're feeling. Some people overeat. Some people gamble. Some people have a shopping addiction, alcohol or drug addiction, um, sex addiction. There's all kinds of different addictions out there that people turn to deal with what they're feeling in this, you know, on the inside. And I wouldn't even use the word dealing with what you're feeling on the inside, because you're not dealing with it. You're just hiding it. You're sheltering it. And you're covering it up with something else so you don't have to look at it. So I encourage you to find somebody, you know, if you're dealing with something in your life that affects the way you feel about yourself, find somebody that you trust, that you can sit down with and you can talk about these things with, because talking takes the power out of it. You know, if it's somebody who has a lot of knowledge and experience about life, um, they're going to even be able to give you different ideas and understandings about it and how to view it and how to get through it. Um, so many things, so many things. My life has been painful, and I don't say that in a self-pity type of way. I've experienced a lot, you know, a great deal of pain in my life, personal pain, you know, emotional and physical and mental pain. Um, you know, today, the only thing that I truly understand is that my happiness, you know, is my responsibility. It's nobody else's. I can't view myself as the victim and sit back and blame everyone and everything for what's happened in my life. I can't take responsibility for how I feel about myself today. You know, I can let go of things that have happened in the past and say, you know what, I can forgive. And I have to forgive myself for my responses to those things and within the things that I've done, because I've literally tried to destroy myself because I've internalized everything and didn't know how to deal with what I was feeling. Um, the guilt and shame isn't yours. Turn it over to the Creator. Whatever it is you did, whatever it is you've done that you can't take back, let it blow away with the winds. You know, it's the past. Find out what there is there that you can learn from it. Apply it to your life today, and then embrace the sunshine of tomorrow and the warmth. You know, tomorrow is going to be a much better day when you can start letting things go. The guilt don't serve a purpose other than to keep you down. And the people that you might have offended or done things to, they're going to forgive you too if they have any understanding of spiritual responsibility, which is another video. Um, so the guilt and shame serves no purpose at all. If you're serious about building character and bettering yourself and learning how to love yourself, you have to forgive yourself. You're only human. We all make what we view as mistakes, but they're really not mistakes. They're experiences and lessons that we learn from them experiences. I've had a lot of experiences in my life, and I've learned a lot from them. I wouldn't trade my life, no matter how painful it's been, no matter what I've experienced, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Everything that has happened to me in my life has brought me to where I'm at today and the man that I'm becoming today. Um, I'm I'm not ashamed of who I am. My life is an open book. I'll share my experiences with anyone. But if you're somebody who is struggling with how you feel about yourself, you know, feel free to message me. Um, I'm on Facebook, David Schuyler, and feel free to message me. I'd be happy to talk with anybody about letting things go and feeling better about themselves. Or look to these messages on my Facebook group, The Power of Living. I also have my YouTube channel, which is also called The Power of Living, um, by an Irish Indian. Um, me being half Indian, half Irish. So um, the most important thing about feeling better about yourself is healing. Is being able to look within yourself, deal with everything that's there, to where you get to the point that your life is an open book. You don't have to be ashamed of your past. It is what it is, and it happened, and it's real, but you've learned a lot from it. So um, be proud of taking the time to learn what you can from. People are going to appreciate the fact, no matter who you've done wrong, they're going to appreciate the fact that you've taken a look at the choices and decisions that you've made in your life, and that you have continued striving to move forward to become a better person. There's no greater gift that you can give back. When they watch your life start to change and you start to transform, because it will once you start feeling better about yourself. Once you start dealing with all these little things that are like branches on a tree that eventually lead down to a huge root, you follow those things all the way down till you get to the root, the core of the problem, and you will heal. I assure you. Your quality of life and the way you look at yourself, the way you feel about yourself, and the way you are with others is going to completely change. Completely change. You're going to become a new human being, and people are going to recognize it, and they're going to be drawn to you because they're going to feel your strength, because you're going to have like a spiritual awakening. I can assist people in finding that spiritual awakening. I can't walk your path for you, but I can assist in helping you find that spiritual awakening. Um, I know what it took for me to get to where I'm at, and it really took me surrendering myself to my Creator and His will, and trying to stay out of my own. Um, I'm more in my Creator's will today than I've ever been. Um, Willing to sacrifice my own happiness, my own life, and my own things to follow in my Creator's path. Um, I couldn't say that with more conviction, but I wish you a blessed day. You know, you, your loved ones, and everything that matters to you and everything that you care about will be in my prayers today. Um, like I said, I'm here if you need me. I'm always here to assist. Um, Enjoy your day, and I will be posting some more videos soon, um, and sharing my experience, strength, and hope with people. Love you all. Talk to you soon.